Welcome back, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is your host, Galadon, and of course, if it's your first time here, do not miss that opportunity to hit the subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and get ready for high-level strategy, entertainment, and of course, daily Clash of Clans videos bringing you the earliest and most accurate update information. Now, speaking of updates, we've got a brand new Legend League on our hands, and it is completely shaking up how the game is played. Suddenly, we are going to see, after this next league reset, we are going to see the very best attackers in the world rising towards the top of the ranks, because that's right, it depends upon your attacking skill now, not just who has the most time online. And I gotta tell you, I am super excited about this. Today we are featuring We're featuring Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton rocking the house. He brought his bags and he is here to stay. Now, this is not meant to be necessarily the most record-breaking percentage. Now, when I say 774%, we're talking about 8 Legend League attacks and 774% total out of those 8 attacks. That is an average damage of 96.75%. Now, I know it's likely not a world record, but I thought today would be a great day to start talking about the new Legend League, the very best players attacking, and how things are going to change in the coming season. Now, this season, it's too early to tell exactly what's going to happen as far as what is the highest number of trophies a player can get, how much harder is 6,000 than 5,000, and what is the meta like? You know, could we see 7,000 trophies? There could indeed be multiple metas that evolve as Legend League evolves next season. This was kind of a weird drop of the update right in the middle of Legend League, and it's not going to be an accurate representation of what Legend League looks like. So I'm super excited to see, as this new season gets underway, how players do and exactly just what happens. You know, will we see anti-2-star bases at 5,000, anti-3-star bases above 6,000? That's entirely possible. We could see a lot of spam attacks at 5,000, whereas we're seeing kill squads and much more advanced and complicated strategies at 6. Now, Louis Vuitton right here has managed an impressive score of 774% damage out of a possible 800 using simply Lalo, Lavalunion, whatever you want to call it. This has been described by many as a high-risk, high-reward attack because obviously you have to be careful about making sure the Town Hall is activated. Much like going in with Hog Riders, the balloons are going to miss that Town Hall completely if it's not past 50% or it's taken some damage. So that's the key to a successful Lalo or Hog Rider attack. And right here, Louis Vuitton showing how it's done. So you can watch these attacks and really see what is happening as far as how he does this. It is very intricate, the way these players use those haste spells, the way they use that Queen Charge. Again, Queen Charge is a very popular, if not the most popular strategy out there right now. And so I really feel like the ability to run an effective Queen Charge attack is going to be key going into the future of the game. And what I mean by that is you got to be able to keep your queen alive. You need to know how and when to place her, how to funnel her correctly, and how to use those healers and rage spells to keep her alive as long as possible, because the key to any Queen Charge is the value that the queen gets out of the attack. And right here, Louis doesn't have to worry about the Town Hall anymore. The Archer Queen got the job done, and that is the beauty of this attack, is it can be run in many different ways against virtually any base layout. So if you go back and watch the first replay, you will see that Louis attacked a base that had that centered Town Hall, more of an anti-2-star, a ring-style base, and he got in there with the balloons to take out the Town Hall. Here it was the Archer Queen that got the Town Hall down, so this really shows that Lalo is one of those attacks that can work against any base. And while that is true with most attacks, I feel like the way Legend League is going to work is most players are going to find an attack they're comfortable with and use it the entire time. And that's probably what I would suggest, simply because we never get to see, you never get to preview your opponents before you attack, which I really do like about the new change to Legend League. I was hoping they would not allow like a war style preview, which, I mean, already we're going to see war players excel in this new format. And yes, the leaderboards are changing, okay? I guarantee you, if you look at the end of last season and you look at the end of next season, there will be very few names that are the same, if any, at the very top of the leaderboards, because it's going to be taken over by the pro players, by players that can attack with skill and pick up those 40 trophy wins nearly every time. Speaking of, if you or you know someone who has gotten 800 out of 800%, I would love to hear it. I want to know how often that happens, and again, at what trophy range is that going to be possible? Much more likely at 5,000 than 6,000. And again, if you look at the sheer numbers of somebody having a really solid base, it is entirely possible that a player could gain 100 trophies every single day. With the season being 28 days long, then you're looking at players who could come close to 8,000 trophies. Okay, if you reset at 5K, which is the way that it's set right now, we could see players easily past 7,000. Okay, in my first full day of Legend League, I gained exactly 200 trophies from my 8 attacks, and I lost 107. So I gained 93 trophies the first full day of 8 attacks. Now, of course, Louis Vuitton's attacks are more exciting than mine. He got much higher percentage overall. If you want to see mine, if you really want to see my Legend League attacks, then I suggest that you come by a Facebook live stream, because I do many of my attacks live on Facebook live streaming. And, happy to have you guys sit there, watch over my shoulder, and pressure me and scream fail in the chat when I fail. But it's happened. I mean, there've been 1 or 2 1-stars already. But, overall, we did okay that first full day. And I'm looking forward to just continuing to work to improve. And so far, I will also tell you, I'm using Queen Charge Miner exclusively. Itsu is using pretty much exclusively Hog Riders. And then you've got guys like Louis Vuitton that are using Lalo. I've seen a lot of players that are using P.E.K.K.A. Smash, even P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. Just real quick, do you see what I see here? Allegedly, the new AI of the heroes has improved, and yeah, I just had to pause the screen to show you that. Oh, wait, what? She switched. She was on that wall. That's weird. Okay, so maybe there is something, because I feel like the queen rechecked herself and suddenly pulled off the wall and moved forward after that elixir storage. So who knows? So far, though, I will tell you I haven't seen a noticeable change in the hero's AI as far as not targeting walls, although right there might be a good piece of evidence, because I went back and looked at that, and it looks like the queen changed her target without another building being destroyed. So it was almost as if she reanalyzed where she was and decided that that was not the best move. The fact that she was there at all was obviously a problem, but who knows? We'll see. In the meantime, Louis Vuitton again with Lalo, again overwhelming these bases, and you'll notice even around 5,000, he is seeing a lot of fully maxed out or nearly maxed out bases. Remember now, all of your walls can go to level 13 at Town Hall 12, so we will soon see those level 12 walls disappear as players farm the loot, which also, I'll admit, is questionable as far as is it enough loot. So those are the concerns I hear so far. Is it enough loot that is going out to Legend League players? And is it going to be enough attacks? Only 8 attacks a day. And here's the argument as we watch another one of Louis Vuitton's attacks. And I totally understand and agree with this argument. The argument says, yes, Supercell, you told us that 98.1% of Legend League players used 8 attacks or fewer each day. But a critical point to remember is that those numbers were controlled by the clouds, meaning Legend League players, even if they were online for 18 hours a day, only averaged 8 or so attacks. Had the clouds not been there, a lot of players would have attacked 20, 30, 40 times possibly. So what is the correct number when you pull the clouds away? Is it 8? I feel like that could be a little bit low, because now players are going to be enabled to attack as much as they want. So what I'm waiting to see, and I hope that Supercell makes this information public, is how many players right now, what percentage of Legend League players are using all 8 of their attacks, or more importantly, what percentage of Legend League players are missing any of their attacks? Is that happening? And will Supercell follow through on the statement they made, which said, if they find an extremely high percentage of Legend League players are using all 8 of their attacks, they will increase that number? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know this, and I know you guys want to know this as well. So I promise to keep you updated as soon as I know more information about that. And if any statistical information is made public, I will share it with you guys even if it's on Reddit or the forums or Twitter. I'll make sure that you, the YouTube subscribers, get that information as soon as it's in my hot little hands. I don't have little hands. I have big hands. I'm a tall guy. Anyway, okay, back to the attack. Louis Vuitton doing a great job right here. This actually is his one quote-unquote fail. This was his lowest percentage attack of the 8 in the Legend League, and I thought it would be interesting to share just to show that things don't always go completely right. And right here, he does lose his Archer Queen, unfortunately, and that really is going to be the reason that... Wait, his Archer Queen... Are you kidding me? He doesn't... This guy. Can anybody stop this guy? Look at his Archer Queen. She is still hanging on to dear life. The Expo grinding her down, and now she finally goes down. Okay, so it really was the Archer Queen not getting more value here that cost Louis the big numbers right here. But notice what he did. He saved the Stone Slammer this time to go in after the Town Hall. So really, this attack has 3 different options for Town Hall. Queen Charge, get the Town Hall. Balloons en masse with the Warden, get the Town Hall. Or the Stone Slammer in these cases where you have a really isolated Town Hall. Those ring bases where the Town Hall is in the dead center. The Stone Slammer comes in late after the Queen has funneled one side, the balloons have funneled another, and the Stone Slammer gets in there and ensures the second star. Now, of course, Louis does get stuck in the high 80% range. Just to verify, I will show you his attack log that he shared with me right here, and you can see just littered with 3-star attacks. And again, I promise to bring you guys the meta, the best bases, the best attacks, incoming episodes. Get ready for those links, those replays. Share if you've got 800 or you know somebody that did. Thank you for sticking around all the way to the Blizzle first of the episode. And get out there, have a fantastic rest of your day. Be kind to people, animals, and the planet. I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. It's like I start out slow and end fast.
Galadon! Galadon! That's what she said.